What's going on, guys? It's ASAPFlash here, and I'm here with another movie review. So this movie that I'm talking about is Belko Experiment, written and directed by no, actually not directed, just written by James Gunn and directed by Gare no um McLeod Gary McLeod. I think that's the guy's name. I kind of like spaced out on the director's name, but it coincidentally enough, it's actually the music was done by Tyler Bates, who actually did both Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which Gunn also directed, um, Watchmen, and Atomic Blonde, which is a movie that I talked about on this channel recently. Anyway, so I think the music. I mean, even though I think he's a great composer from what I heard in those previous movies, it's funny because this I don't think the music in this movie really pops out like it needs to be. I'm not saying that he's a bad composer or anything, but it just feels like the scenes in this movie really speak for itself. It doesn't really need the music behind it, you know. Maybe just personal opinion. I'm not saying he's whatever, but anyway. So this is like unlike any horror movie that you have actually seen before. You know, with a typical horror movie where it's like you have a villain that's killing everybody off, or you have some kind of intricate traps, or just kind of they put them in kind of dangerous situations. The thing is, like, it kind of pokes fun at like corporate life, like just like anything done in the past, like Office Space, um, you know, I had more examples, my bad, but just movies like that where it just kind of like takes place in an office environment, but it takes it up a notch. You know, it just it feels like the feeling of Saw, with a voice announcer and saying like, oh, if you don't do this, blah blah blah, whatever whatever. But instead of giving this ridiculous traps, they put like tracking chips inside their brain. And the funny thing is, in the opening scene of this movie is basically like a new employee comes in and then he's explaining like, they give you the card, they give you a credit card, they give you like literally everything that you need, which is kind of suspicious on itself. But the other suspicious thing is like, oh, we planted a tracking chip inside your head so we could know blah blah blah. He's telling her all this and it's like, oh, okay, that sounds nice. But when you really think about it, as the movie goes on, like, a scene later, it's like, wait, tracking chips. Holy shit, it's not tracking chips. Then you figure it out for yourself, like that's not what it is. Anyway, so even though it's a horror film, even though it's kind of like a dark comedy film, it still has critiques on, you know, how humans interact and like the corporate life in general. Main example of what I'm talking about is like near towards the end of the film they say like okay, basically, you know your task is completed, you killed X amount of people. Now the one person that has to win the game essentially is the person with the most kills. And at first that seems kind of like obvious. The person with the most kills, okay, that's easy, that's fair game. But what the characters do is kind of smart. Instead of killing the other people, they kill the people with the most kills, kind of like knocking the guy off the top. Kind of like a mirrors the corporate world. If you want to be at the top, you're gonna have to knock the guy who's at the top, so he could be at the top. Not maybe not literally, but certainly in the corporate world, it's kind of like the corporate business or whatever. You know, another point that felt like the movie was reaching, not reaching necessarily, but kind of like demonstrating, is human nature. And I think they said it. One of the characters said it. It's like it's just human nature. And when you really think about it, I mean, sure, we like to read and we like to plan things out or whatever. But whenever a situation happens like that, basically, reason goes out the window. Essentially, like if a gunman were to come in and be like, "I'm gonna start shooting people," like you don't really start to reason. You don't really start to understand what the guy is talking about. You just be like, "Okay, I'm just doing what you tell me to do," essentially, or doing for my survival. And essentially, that kind of mirrors the Saw movies. How it's like they tell them the stuff that they have to do, but when you really think about it in the Saw movies, it's just all about forgiveness. It's all about like, okay, well, if we work together, we can get through this. But unlike in that movie, like they literally give you no option to work together. It's literally like, okay, kill all these people or you're gonna get killed. So, I'm not giving you an option there. And in some ways, I guess that could be also mirrored in corporate world as well. It's like either you do that deadline or you're basically screwed. So it's weird how like a lot of little nuances, I guess, in this movie reflects corporate world or corporate life. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts about this movie, and definitely like it's one of those horror movies that absolutely steps out of the box. I mean, because most horror movies, I think it just stays perfectly comfortable with a villain and hunting down people, whatever, whatever. But I think this takes it one step ahead, where the real villain, I guess you could say, is humanity turning on each other and just find the indefinite winner. Oh, one more point that I forgot to add, but I just feel like adding. It's like there's this one character who's the new girl in the movie who's like basically throughout the duration of the entire film, she's just hiding from all the other characters, trying to keep safe. And then when you think it's safe for her to go down the elevator, she's the first to get killed. Ironically, like actually, she makes it to almost near the end of the 20 minutes of the movie, so she kind of made it. Whatever. Anyway, so that's my review of the movie and my thoughts and shit like that. So please like, share, subscribe, all the other stuff that other YouTubers say and whatever. Ring that bell, all that other fun shit. And if you like the channel, please subscribe. I already said that. Okay, whatever. Out like the flash, and see you with another video.